Alright, hello and welcome back. So I have to admit, I haven't been doing PvP in Echoes in a while, and I do feel rusty. Well, that means I have something in common with Minmatar ships. Anyway, speaking of Minmatar ships, in a moment I'll be showing you my fitting for the Talwar, and you'll notice that I didn't change much. This is the same fit that I was using for several videos now, and I did buy a warp disruptor, but I didn't use it, and I'll be saving up the warp disruptor for the next PvP video. And of course I'll be changing the low slot. Instead of the shield booster, I'll be using a ballistic control. So that is the build that I will be using throughout this video for PvP. Now, I did choose this fit because this fit is the exact same fit that I was using in the first ever PvP video that I was doing back in December of last year. That was very iconic for me. So in order to memorize that, I'll be using the same fit as back then. And this ship is indeed very good for PvP. Now, of course, I'll be explaining what I was doing, and I'll be explaining the mistakes that I was also doing. And of course, I'll be giving you tips and advices into how to survive PvP, and of course how to survive in nullsec and lowsec. I'll be trying to take a look from both sides here, from both of the side of the hunter and of course from the side of the one that is hunted. Now, currently, since the game is very young and the game has just launched, all of the systems in lowsec and nullsec are going to be crowded. So stumbling upon players isn't that much of a big problem. And in a lot of cases, these players are going to be friendly, but also in a lot of the cases, these players are going to be shooting you, and these players are going to be after your loot and of course after your ship. Now, I was jumping from anomaly to anomaly, looking for targets, and I was quite curious and I was quite excited to fight 3 ships at once. And these 3 condors here sadly warped out, and well, only 2 of them warped out, only one of them left. And I'm slowly approaching him, and I am also preparing myself to warp out because it's only a condor and I am kind of looking for a better kill now. And I am currently hoping that the fleet members of this player will return. But I think they will not return, and I think that he will warp out, and he warped out. So as a hunter, you have to be choosing your targets wisely. And in the cases that you are looking to create ISK by doing PvP, you have to pick your targets very carefully. And of course, I am still jumping from anomaly to anomaly, looking for the first kill. I want the first kill to be decent, and I want to give you an example of a target that was chosen properly. And let's see what's on the other side of that anomaly over there. Let's see. And I did fly through a couple of these systems, and I was also stumbling upon a lot of cruisers. I think I even saw one battle cruiser, but I'm not quite sure. And I did saw a lot of frigates. Let's see. This anomaly is also empty. Okay, that's interesting. Well, let's warp to the next anomaly. And this ship so far is really good. It is very fast. And as a hunter, you need to have a very fast ship that has decent DPS. And your ship has to be equipped for a lot of situations. And in my case, in my case, I am focusing on the DPS. Now, I do have the shield booster just because, just for emergency situations. And this is a Cormorant Guardian. That ship is a Guardian ship, and Guardians are mostly tankier in the game, and they are mostly harder to kill. So, for a moment, I thought if I should engage this target, and the target also has the pirate symbol, so that means this player was engaging in player-to-player combat. And well, I decided to try out my fit and to try out if I can break the tank of a guardian ship. So when you're fighting and when you're looking for targets, guardian ships can be a valuable target, and in some cases they can also give you decent loot, which you can sell or use. And well, that was a big hit from my missiles. I have to say, for some reason, I am approaching this target very quickly, or that target is very approaching me, or the target is approaching me very fast, since I think that Cormor Guardian was also using a micro warp drive, which was very interesting since I don't remember that being used with micro warp drives. But again, you can use any fit that you want, and I will have to try out the Cormor Guardian myself, since I think that ship might be actually very good. And well, that is the first kill, and let's see what loot I can find. Now I'm very curious if the loot that, let's see, well, oh, that there was a faction link module for the shield, a small faction link module for the shield. Okay, well, that's a nice catch. And for example, if I did find a lot more ships like these to kill, and if, let's say, a vast majority of them dropped those modules, I can easily make very good ISK with those modules by selling them, or I can also use them if I need to. Well, this is a Stabber trainer. This is a tier 5 cruiser, so that ship is a higher tier ship than this Talwar. And for a moment I thought if I should engage this target, because the Stabber can be a very dangerous ship to fight, because the Stabbers do have decent bonuses and they have decent firepower, and of course, since it is a Minmatar ship, they also have decent speed, and you can make the Stabber be very fast and very quick. So fighting Stabbers in a destroyer like I am doing currently right now is quite risky, and in a lot of cases the Stabber will end up victorious in a situation like this. But I think this Stabber is either AFK or that Stabber doesn't notice me being around, so that is giving me a big advantage over the Stabber in this combat, because I have the element of surprise on my side. And as a hunter, as a PvP player, you want to take advantage of that element of surprise, since you can do a lot of damage by the time the target even responds to you being in the anomaly. And that is very crucial and very important, and it matters a lot between victory or a fail. Now there is one friendly warping in here, and that is a Heron. And since that is a friendly, I am not going to shoot a friendly, so I don't know. That friendly seems to be enjoying the show from a distance. And let's see what will happen. Okay, a Rifter has just entered the anomaly, and that Rifter is the next target. Now, as you can see, the ship size matters a lot in the damage done, since my missile damage got reduced by 20 to 30% on that Rifter, partially because it is a smaller ship and of course it is a lot faster, and of course partially because I think that player has decent resistances on that ship. Well, and let's see, one more salvo should... well, that ship warped out, okay. Well, that was pretty nice. That was pretty nice, and time for me to regroup on a planet. Now, in case if you are doing the anomalies and if you see players warping in your anomaly, my advice would be to immediately warp out, since even if the player isn't locking immediately, that player might be preparing to engage, and that player might be thinking of a tactic to attack you. So doing these anomalies in a crowded low sec and of course null sec isn't the best idea. The best thing to do is to either have a pocket for yourself or to farm in fleets, since there is a shared bounty system, and if you decide to rat in a fleet, then besides you having protection, you will also be doing these anomalies a lot faster, and you're going to earn ISK also faster. But of course, that also depends on the ship that you're flying and if you can clear the anomalies solo. If you can clear them solo, then I would advise to go into a empty nullsec or lowsec system and to do anomalies over there, since you don't want to have any player in the local if you're ratting for safety concerns, because in that case you are going to be 100% sure that no one will interrupt your ratting. And that's what I'm doing actually. I actually currently do missions mostly, and I do writing from time to time with the corp, since it's fun and I can also get some decent modules that way. Now, and of course, it is very important to fly a decent ship. Now, when I say decent ship, I mostly mean a ship that you are familiar with, a ship that you have decent skills for, and a ship that is overall generally very good at both PvE and PvP. But if you decide to do PvE in anomalies, in systems that are crowded, then you should be expecting to see players warp in your anomaly. And in that case, you are going to have to be prepared to defend your ship and of course your anomalies from attacking players. In my case, when I rat, if someone jumps in my system, I immediately prepare myself to warp out. And that way, I am 100% sure that I am not going to get caught in a nasty situation. And I remember when I started, when the game got released, I remember all these anomalies have 200, 300 plus players in the system, and stumbling upon a player in a anomaly in that case was very common. And in a lot of situations, I had to warp out because I was actually fleeted upon, and I had people chase me and of course chase my tier 2. I think it was a Kestrel. Yeah, it was a tier 2 Kestrel. And I also did defend myself a lot, and it was quite fun. The sentries will destroy your ship in less than 1 second. And let's see what's inside this anomaly. Okay, now I'll be showing you a example of a player that is ready for combat, and this player that I am shooting at currently was prepared for anyone. This player was prepared, and let's see. Now this player did launch drones on me, and for some reason my ship decided to go out of range, although I am faster. And well, since those drones are making Swiss cheese out of my Talwar, I will be warping out, and I'll be attempting to get this dragon again. So this was a example of a very good defense, and in this case, I admit defeat. I admit defeat, though I don't know why my ship decided to run out of orbit there. In 3 salvos, I would have actually gotten that ship, but for some reason, my ship decided to orbit at around 40 kilometers instead of 25, and since that ship has excellent drone control and excellent range with the drones, I got outgunned in that case. So In that case, the best course of action is to retreat and to regroup. Okay, this is a Talwar. My apologies, this is a Corax, not a Talwar. And since I don't have a disruptor, that ship did warp out. And again, a example of a nice decision in the case of being attacked. You either warp out or you either fight back, and it depends on the ship you're flying, and it depends on the opponent, on the attacker. If the attacker has a better ship, then it is recommended to warp out. But if you think that you can win, then you should fight back. Well, I'll be showing you something very funny and something that happened when I was waiting for my criminal timer to run out. So I was chilling in this belt. I was waiting for my criminal timer, and I was looking at the comments. And then I noticed three ventures warping in, and one of them actually attacked me with drones. So I had to warp out. Now I didn't shoot any trainer for a couple months, and since they did attack me first, then I can defend myself against the attack. And well, this might very well be one of the funniest moments that ever happened to me in Eve Echoes. I have never seen to be attacked from ventures, and well, they're mostly a one-shot kill. And for some reason, the explosions on these ships are huge compared to the explosions of the other ships. Now, this is indeed kind of funny. At least it was very funny in my case, because I have never experienced to be attacked from venture frigates. And well, two more left, and 31 kilometers away from me. Well, that's 2 kills in 20 seconds or less. This will be the third kill. Oh man, this will make me go in trouble. I can already sense the bounty on my head rising slowly. Hey, fleet invite. Okay, that's weird. I know exactly what the fleet invites are used for, and time to warp out. Well, that was kind of funny. Absolutely did not want to shoot them, but they did leave me no choice besides to defend myself, since they did attack me first, which is kind of funny. Well then, I hope that this was entertaining. This is the first part. This is the first PvP part in the official release of the game, and I have to say it was fun, and absolutely was enjoying the game so far. And with that being said, fly safe, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.